we work in conjunction sometimes with manufacturers, right? And manufacturer tested gear from the factory, and I'm manufacturer agnostic. Everybody has these things called human beings that work in their plant and that put these systems together. And admittedly, we are all fallible. We all make mistakes. And part of our job is to help identify those mistakes before in acceptance testing, before the system goes into service. And, we, as a third-party testing company, would do different tests in many cases than the manufacturer does. And so because we do different tests, sometimes we find problems that the factory doesn't find. And here's a great example. We were doing, excuse me, ground fault testing of circuit breakers, similar to the ones I showed you in the previous slide. And we do primary current testing. So we inject current through the breaker to make sure it trips on the ground fault, and then we inject current through the breaker and through the neutral CT to make sure that it doesn't trip. So once again, prove the ground fault works, safety, prove the ground fault doesn't trip when it's not supposed to, reliability. And what we found is that system was not working properly. It was tripping both when we injected it and expected it to trip, and when we injected it and didn't expect it to trip. And some investigation found that, you'll notice right here, we've got a red and black wire, both landed in slot T1, nothing in T2. A quick review of the drawings, and we said, okay, well, we can see from the drawings that the black wire is supposed to be in T2, red wire in T1. Made that change, retested it. Now the system's working properly again. And once again, important test in this particular case about reliability. But once again, there are other issues that can come into play when we look at this from an arc flash standpoint, because once again, if the settings aren't proper, if the devices aren't working properly to start with, then once again, it can lead to problems down the road. And our job is to head those off and provide a system to you that is complete and working properly.